You're what is popping? You heard your boy Rocky Ford, aka Alex, coming to you live from FIU. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you understand. It's been a long time coming. Long time coming. But we're finally got this podcast up and loading. It's available on YouTube. You just type in Rocky Ford and it should be one of the first ones that pops up. We have our own web channel, a YouTube channel, and we have our own Instagram. Now, the whole idea behind the Rocky Ford project and our, podcast, we talk about everything: sports, life, drama, anything you name up. Sometimes we talk about, news, but stuff is low-key kind of whack to me because it's full of negatives, but we try to keep it as, funky as possible. We try to make this environment as cool and chill as, we may be sipping on a little bit of wine while we're making this podcast, but you know what? We're going to keep it rolling, you heard? But every week I'll have somebody with me. This podcast in particular, I'm riding solo because I finally figured out how to make this YouTube channel, and I have to make one soon. So I'm dropping everything tonight. Now, on this podcast, the first topic we're going to discuss is a preview to Game 5 tonight between the Golden State Warriors and the Houston Rockets. Now, mind you, this series is tied at 2-2. You got both teams playing, particularly well. Kevin Durant is playing out of his mind. I think that watching these guys play, the Rockets, everyone wants to say, the Rockets have a shooting chance to, beat the Warriors, and not today. And I look at KD and Kevin Durant, and when I tell you, I'm not even going to switch topics yet, but Kevin Durant is coming to the Knicks next year, but that's a different story for a different day. When I look at KD, he is closing the gap between him and LeBron as being the best players in the league. Now, when I say that, I think Kawhi Leonard's still better than KD. Only reason why is because defensively, he can defend anybody and lock them down. Anybody. And he can score 40, 30, no matter what. He can score whenever he wants to. So I'll put LeBron, Leonard, and then KD as my top three. But what Kevin Durant is doing is ridiculous. He's scoring 40, averaging 8 assists. I believe he got 7 rebounds with that too. It's the way watching him play is like he can't really be guarded, especially by nobody with the Rockets. The Rockets, I'm not gonna hold you. The Rockets really have a good team. They're coached well by Mike D'Antoni. But the only problem I see with the Rockets is they play too much through Harden. You want to have this 1A, 1B with James Harden and Chris Paul. But at the same time, Chris Paul he's not giving you enough. He's giving you 15 a game. It's not enough to beat the Warriors. Yeah, you got your PJ Tuckers playing good at home. You got your Gerald Greens that are playing well at home. You got Capella playing good at home. But when tonight's Game 5, winner of Game 5's 85% win the series. So I would say the Warriors are going to eventually, I think they're going to win in 6, but it might go 7. NBA probably wants it to go 7, but I honestly think the Warriors are going to win in 6 just because KD is playing throughout his mind. Steph he's going through a slump, but I think he gets out of it. I think Klay plays better at home. And Draymond Green, as much as I bash Draymond Green, this man, especially these last few games, man is a walking triple-double. I can't even hate the guy no more. He can score now. It's not like he's just giving you like 10, 11 points. He's giving you 19, 20, 25 points a game. This guy can play. And I know I'm talking about Draymond Green, the guy you leave open, the guy who looks like he shoots with a backpack on. The same guy. I know, ladies and gentlemen, I get what you're saying. But when I look at him play, I'm like, bro, this guy's a bucket. I now have to respect him. Not respect his jump shot, respect his game. Because he can score whenever he wants to. Yeah, kind of. He can get layups. I take that back. He can get layups. I don't know about 3-point shots yet. Now we're going to transition into another game that's playing tonight with the Celtics and the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, currently as we speak, the Bucks are winning 86-66. Jesus Christ, they're up by 20. Oh, my God. Yeah, that series is over. Well, Milwaukee's going to move on. It's a matter of who they're going to play next between the Philadelphia 76ers and the Raptors. I think that series is going to end tomorrow because the Raptors are going to beat the 76ers because Joel Embiid, I think he forgets how to play basketball sometimes. This man is legit 24, 25 years old, but he plays like he's 40. If you guys ever, and I know the older heads will understand what I'm saying. You remember Patrick Ewing back before he got retired when he played with them old knees and he got his knee wraps on? That's how Joel Embiid plays. He plays like an old man. Now, not disrespecting him, like he can ball. Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, I feel like he's one bad fall from never walking again. It's just, and he's always sick, and there's something wrong with him. And then you got Ben Simmons who can't shoot a jump shot. I would trust little Jimmy down the street with a jump shot over, over Ben Simmons because this man can't shoot to save his life. Jesus Christ! But I look at that matchup potentially Raptors Bucks. That is going 7. Seeing Giannis and Kawhi Leonard going at it is going to be interesting. You definitely got tomorrow Portland and Denver in Game 6 where Denver's up 3-2. I would say that series is going 7. So it's a toss up because Denver plays well, but Damian Lillard is another man, and that guy is something else. He can play. So as long as you have Dame, you can do anything. Now your next question might be, Alex, who do you see in the finals? If I had to guess right now, I'll probably say Warriors, Bucks. That's gonna be a great matchup, but that's not for another couple weeks. But tonight we also had a rough night because the Yankees just lost 10-1 to the Mariners, where Jonathan Loaisiga gave up 4 earned. And the Mariners low key had a no hitter going through the 5th inning, and they beat us 10-1. The Yankees right now are sitting 21-15, sitting second in the American League East behind the Tampa Bay Rays, which they play this weekend in Tampa. Oh great, they're playing in Tampa Bay. Great. Now Tampa Bay is a really good team this year. I think they're one of my surprising teams just because of how well they play with the market they're in. Their market's not huge. They don't have a big salary. So the way that team plays together, I think with Blake Snell, you got good hitting by Diaz. That team can play. Now I don't think they'll win the division. I think it's only a matter of time before the Yankees and Red Sox finally realize they're good, and they both will compete for the first and second spot. But at the same time, I give credit to the Rays, man. Their pitching staff is really good. Now the only problem with the Yankees is their injuries. They got Stanton, you got Judge, you got Paxton that just went on the IL. You got all these guys hurt, and it's hard to win all these games when you have your best players out. Now you don't want to use that as an excuse though. They have guys that can play right now. Clint Frazier. You have, and Duhart just came back. You have Torres. You have Gary Sanchez. You have these guys that can play, but at the same time, you wish they were all healthy. But being a Yankee fan, I'm glad that they're going through these hurdles right now instead of later on. But at the same time, it's hard watching them, especially tonight watching the Yankees play. They couldn't get a hit to the 5th inning. So you got some of these guys that are guys that shouldn't be playing, but they are. Shout out to Maben, who we just got, who's our outfielder, who's pretty nice. Luke Voigt's playing out of his mind. He just got off on a hitting streak the other day, but like I said, the Yankees are going to be fine. We're going to move on. We're going to it's going to be interesting this summer coming up. But we're going to talk about that later on next week, more in depth about the Yankees next week and overall baseball. Well, my main man Christoph is going to join us. But I just read a report that Kyrie Irving is the best odds of getting him in this offseason. He's about to be a free agent. Is the Brooklyn Nets. Now, we're going to do a little special about, all the NBA free agents this summer, but I'm going to keep this short and sweet. Now, the Knicks, we're in a great position right now. We're about to get the number 1 pick, which I think is going to be Zion. Then we have opportunity to get 2 max guys. I believe Kyrie and KD is going to come our way, but I rather, and this is going to surprise a lot of people, I rather have Kemba Walker than Kyrie Irving. Now, when I say that, people are like, "Oh my God," up and tirade about that. But at the same time, you gotta look at it like this: Kemba, if you put Kemba on a playoff team, that man's a superstar, easily. He's carried the Hornets the past 5-6 years by himself. And when I look at Kyrie, don't get me wrong, he hit this shot in Game 7 and won a title for the Cavs. But at the same time, he's hurt more than he's playing. Right now, the Game 4, he shot 7 for 22. It's terrible in the playoffs. He wanted to be the man. I think Kyrie's more of a 1B guy than a 1A guy. So if Kyrie and him can play together, I mean, by all means, we can bring one of them. But at the same time, I think if both of those guys come in, they're trying to win a championship. And I think we probably need a little bit more because I think Zion, we might have to trade Zion to get another piece. But like I said, we're going to do all special. We're going to break down all 30 teams in the NBA and who's free agent, who's not. We're going to do that more next week. But to wrap up this short podcast we got, next week we're going to talk about the Alicia Curry interview. And trust me, ladies and gentlemen, I got something to say about that. But at the same time, we're going to get a little panel in here and we're going to discuss everything. But I want you guys to keep logging on to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Instagram, follow us, and keep it popping. You heard?